All right, welcome everyone. We are live to the Inferno Season 3 Solar Flare finale. It has been an abundance of days. We started all the way back on June 2nd, and we are here on July 3rd. 31 days of heartbreak, of emotional turmoil, of intense strategy, friendships that have formed and have bonded, and all of the best kinds of backstabbing that you can expect to take place in one of these games. And we are down to our final two. Austin and Cammy. They have gone as far as they can go in this game, and it is now their turn to plead their case to the jury of 9 as to why they deserve to be the winner of Inferno Season 3 Solar Flare and to collect the check of $100 and will get a free tarot reading from yours truly. So we will begin the festivities. Austin, as the winner of the final immunity, you get to decide who will speak first, and whoever gets to speak first will also be the one that speaks last. What is your decision?
I'll go first.
All right, Austin, I am going to set the timer for you. And once I say go, I will go ahead and get off camera so that way the spotlight is on you. And then I will come back on camera when you have a minute left. So in 3, 2, 1, begin.
All right. First off, I just wanted to thank the cast, the prod team for casting me and having an amazing season. I know that's been like a lot of stressful and intense voids. So I feel like keeping it light, energy, and fun has been a hard thing to do. And I really appreciate everybody for that. All right, nervous. So jump right into it. Going into this game, when I saw my tribe, I knew I wanted to make connections fast. I knew that Karen was a player that people are going to go to, they're going to trust, and they're going to give her information. So I made sure at the beginning of the game to get close to Karen right away. I feel like getting close to Karen would also get Zoe more close to me if we met up on a swap or anything. Which when the swap did come, that's what first thing I did was go to Zoe. And that's when the Besties Alliance first formed with me, Cammy, and Zoe. And then later at the merge, Karen was added to it. Also, had the swap. That's where I started forming a bond with Jay. I felt like whenever Jay, me, and Cammy had the Stoners Alliance chat, the Stoners United chat, it really bonded us, and we were very open to communication there, which really helped us in the early stages of the merge too. Which when the merge came, I already knew that Tawny was going to be a target from what Nick was telling people, so I was going to want to let Karen take the lead on that and let her get more of the spotlight early in the game. Once Tawny and Galen left, Grace was next. Which Grace, I will say, that one of my regrets in this game is not getting on that call with you right before and just being honest and letting you know what was going down. That's something I always thought about since then. So I just wanted to say that. And once Grace left, that's when the floaters alliance kind of came into play a little bit, which I want to say one of my strengths in this game was my timing to do things. And I feel like that was not the timing for me to go against Karen and Zoe. I feel like that would have been great timing for like Timmy, Jay, and Morgan, but not me. So when it came down, to doing the vote right before I called Jay, on our alliance chat. And I told him that Morgan and Timmy were saying his name, that if a Bansh got played left, which got him to switch his vote on Timmy, which actually is where the 4-3-2-1, because I put my vote on Jay. That way Jay would trust me after that, and I see that someone did vote him, and that's when Timmy and Morgan left the game after that, shortly after. Which is then we were at Final 8, which is where Jay left the game, which I wasn't wanting that to happen there, but I knew I needed to adapt whenever I saw that he was bottom on the totem pole, really. So once Jay left, I really wanted to focus my social game on Mikey and talk to him a lot and get close with him, which is when Jay gave his coin to Cammy and I got that coin from Cammy to give to Mikey. I wanted to make that bond with Mikey myself. So I even told him that I had the final 5, that way he thought then I could protect him there too. So once Mikey was the vote, I let him know he got the tower card and he was going to play it until right before the vote, maybe like an hour or so before, I got on call with Karen, and Karen was saying that Noah and Corey were going to throw their votes for Cammy if something was played. So I went to Cammy and told her. I told her I'm gonna go to Mikey, and I got Mikey to, with me and Cammy, throw his vote on Noah to send him out the door with an idol in his pocket, which Karen told me a few previous rounds early because she wanted Cammy to go at 6 with the idol play. That way I could get her advantage. But I knew Cammy going there it wouldn't matter who was going. Like Cammy left there, I would have went soon after. So I feel like that's why I need to start doing things in the game really, step up my social and my strategic ability. which is when I knew after Noah left, I had to get Zoe to go right out the door right before Karen left at 5. Because no matter what, Karen was going to leave at 5. So I know that Cammy said she didn't feel like she wanted to vote Zoe. So I went to Mikey with it. And then me and Mikey, he played his advantage, but actually ended up saving Cammy. And we sent Zoe, and then Karen went right after, which I really think set myself up for good Final Four. I felt really good bond with Mikey, so I was going to send him to fire if it was going to tie no matter what. I felt like even if people thought Mikey was a jury threat, I really bonded with him, and I trusted him, and I knew that me and Cammy were there at 3. He would take me over Cammy, and I'd have a shot there no matter what. But Mikey lost fire, and even though he did, I still won my 3rd immunity challenge, and that's what really got me here. I feel like my social bonding early, my strategic timing, and the ability to win the comps at the end really like pushed me ahead of everyone else, which really got me where I am right now. But I know I did not play the cleanest game, but anything that I did backstab or lie, it was for a purpose. It was not just to do out of spite or anything like that. It was all game and had something behind it. To end this, I just want to say good luck to my bestie Cammy. I love you, and may the best person win.
All right. Thank you so much, Austin. Cammy, you're up next. I will count you down in 3, 2, 1. Start, and then I will go off camera and pop back on when you have a minute left. So in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I just want to start off and say hi to everybody, members of the jury, production, everybody who's played this game, all of the random watchers out there. To some of you, I'm a brand new face. You only got to know me this season. To others, I am still a new face, just like a tiny bit more familiar. I literally started orgs probably a month ago, and I think my track record has been pretty outstanding so far. I won 4th place and player of the season my first game. Obviously this time around I'm sitting at final 2, so with that being said, I'm really happy to be here. I'm so grateful to be here with Austin as well, who obviously is like my best friend. I'm not here to diminish anybody's game, so with that, I'm just going to speak on what I personally did in a game and let that speak for itself. I started off pretty strong. I edited the entire movie stars movie trailer kind of thing. So I won a 2nd place, which was still safe from the void. I made those strong connections in the beginning with Austin and Karen. I used those connections to get a coin from Austin to grab my judgment card. I had that at the 3rd round. I also used like my connections to kind of gain information about where advantages are and things of that nature. I won a coin in the Palm Reader Endurance Challenge, which helped me in the game. I ended up giving that one to Jay. I also won Live Night. I got immunity that round, even though it was just kind of like going into a different one. Early on, I knew when to play a role in votes, and I knew when to kind of go with the group to keep that kind of like target on my back. While I was doing that, I was developing strong bonds with obviously Jay and Zoe. I sadly wish I could have made it farther in this game with them, but we're here now. From then on, I was still gathering information, still talking to around everybody. I had a lot of information under my belt this entire game. The only time I was blindsided, I would say, was with the 3 votes, when Mikey ended up playing the tower card. I made the Besties Alliance chat and I made the Stoner Alliance chat on top of that to help get me further with information, things of that nature. I held those connections during a very important time in the game. With my advantage, the judgment card, I felt like if anybody knew about that, I would immediately have a target on my back. So I let people think of me as, like the nervous spiraler kind of, to like stay in the dark, even though I knew what was going on, and to bide my time until final five. I definitely lost footing with Jay leaving and my name being thrown out a lot of rounds, votes put on me, but I still persisted. I didn't give up. I took my power back at final five and I eliminated my biggest competition. We were already kind of at each other at that point. So I feel like that was a really good move for me to make to be able to make it further in the game. After the round where Zoe and Karen were eliminated, I knew that trust between Mikey and Corey was kind of fractured. So I swung it in my favor. I got Corey to vote with me. I stuck to my guns. I sent them to fire making. I thought Corey had a very good shot at winning. He ended up proving me right, making it to final three. I knew that Austin would take me over Corey. It was just kind of a toss up as if he'd take me over Mikey. So I feel like those choices really helped me get to where I'm at right now. I want to say, ending it out, good luck to everybody. I would agree, it's not personal, it's drag at the end of the day. We all played a very long, hard game. We all kicked ass. And I think we all have something in this game to be proud of. So thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Cami. This will bring us to our first, not our first juror, but the first juror to speak tonight, Jay. Jay, if you will please come on camera. All right, Jay. I am going to count you down 3, 2, 1, and that will be your time. Remember, Austin and Cami will only unmute if you ask them to. And then if you do end your time early, please make sure you very clearly state that you are done with your time. All right, your time will begin in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so first off, I just want to say congratulations to you both, obviously. Okay. So both of you guys are obviously at least when we got to the swap, you two were most trusted allies in the game. And it still felt like that even when I left. So I'm happy that you guys are both sitting there. I do have some questions I need to ask, obviously. So let's get down to it. So I want to start with Cami first. Something that's been really a question I've been pondering recently is I talked to you I want to say during our swap tribe about possibly taking out Austin sooner rather than later. And then I brought it up again. I was like, maybe we can do it at 5 or something. I don't know if you remember this, but I brought it up a few times. And what I got from both of you was that y'all didn't mind cutting the other or going to the end, because when we had multiple conversations on the phone, it was, I don't mind going to the final three with Jay and it just being me versus Cami or me versus Austin, essentially. So what I'm getting at is the way you guys explained it to me is that you guys had no problem cutting each other. But as I look at the final two, you guys are still sitting next to each other. So what was it? Was it just a lie that you guys both were spreading to others as well? Because I'm not the only person who heard this. So I want to know that. Was it just bullshit, or were you guys actually planning on doing that and then stuff just happened during the game and you had to take them with you? So what? You can answer that.
Me go first?
Yes.
Okay. I definitely wanted to keep you, Jay. I saw myself riding out to the final two with you. That was for sure. I wasn't taking Austin at all at the beginning of this game. I think it was just things that happened. I didn't have a vote during your when you got voted out. I felt essentially kind of powerless. After that, it was once we got down to it, I had a second kind of final two option, but once we got down to it, it was yeah, I guess we kind of have to take each other.
Okay, and Austin, what about you? Because I guess that question applies to you as well.
So I was fully committed to you and Cammy, like all the way to Final Three. I was 100% not taking Cammy. We both talked about it separately together. We were not going to take each other at all. We really did not decide to take each other until Final Five, where we're like, if it happens this way, then we're going to take each other. I was fully committed to like, even though I knew you were probably closer to Cammy, I was still fully loyal to you. If I knew the boat, like the way they did, I would have threw my extra boat and saved you there. But I didn't know. That was one time I did not know what was happening. I didn't know Mikey was going to throw his boat there. It could have been a very different game.
Oh, okay. Wait. So during my vote out, because what you just said, I didn't know. During my vote out, it started. What were the votes? It was 4-4. Obviously, I voted for Corey. Did you use your extra vote on me to tie it up, or what was that about?
I sent one vote to each of you.
So you sent one vote to me. Oh, okay, now that makes sense. Now that makes sense. So if you put one vote on me to tie it up, we had a conversation about this. I said just in case, like you should just throw that extra vote and use it on me just in case, because I mean I did get Mikey to throw a vote and help me out. I got it to tie, so I mean I kind of got it to where it was. I'm like, what prevented you from not using that vote, that extra vote on Corey, and just throwing it on me?
The conversations that I had with people, Mikey was not. I didn't think Mikey was saving you. I thought he was voting you. So I didn't want to expose myself in the game and completely vote you, because Karen still had a vote reveal at that time. So anytime she could have just showed where all the votes were went. So I really didn't want to like risk my own game at that moment. It was literally you try to save you, go full to the wall, or preserve my own game at that point. So
yes, preserve your game at one point, but then like on a revote, when you had a chance to use it and save me, I was told like you wanted me out at that point anyways to try and save yourself, to not try and show your hand, I guess, which I could respect. Like you don't want to put your neck out there, but when you're telling me you want to take me to Final Three and you have the chance to save me right there, I mean the votes are tied up. All you have to do is use that extra vote. You can kind of see how it looks to me like you wanted to save me, you wanted to take me to Final Three, but when you had the chance to do so, my ass was out the door a few minutes later. So like, you see what I'm like getting at? It's kind of like y'all are telling me one thing and then your actions in the game are proven to be something else. So that leads me to my next question. Tammy, you specifically, I kind of wanted to like, even though me, you, and Austin were a trio in the game, I kind of wanted to eventually try and get to a point where we could work against him, but I just like never got the feeling that you would be able to go against him in a way. And I feel like people's perception of you in the game is wherever Austin goes, Cammy is going right behind him. And when I first got to jury, a lot of people didn't know what your game was, and I was kind of like champion for you almost, because like I did play with you and I did respect you, and we had like a close bond. But then like the more information I get revealed, I was like, well, damn it, wherever Austin did go, Cammy did go. So like, could you try and differentiate your game from him? Could you tell us some things you did without him that maybe he doesn't know about?
I had my own connections aside from Austin. I do want to let you know that I was fully committed to ride it out with you. And it all just kind of boiled down to time. Like if you were to come to me and say, hey, like we need to cut Austin, if you had made it farther into the game, like we could have talked about it. It all boiled down to a timing thing, because like you know how like the games are. You kind of have to like do things at a certain time, not try to put yourself out there. But my game was separated from Austin's by our different connections, I feel. I also had a big target on my back as well throughout like part of the game, and I feel like that same target wasn't on Austin's back, kind of, because people didn't know where my game was at, because I wanted to play it silent where I had the judgment card. But like that's what it all boiled down to. I kept going, I kept persisting, and I knew all I had to do was make it to Final Five, and then I could crush the end game.
Okay. I can see that. For Austin, My question for you is, were you essentially playing two games at once? Like, did you do like so much work to get you and Cammy where y'all are right now that you could say like you were playing like two different games to try and keep Cammy safe and keep her involved without getting her spiraling? Because I was there for where the Tawny vote and the Grace vote where she spiraled a bit, and then others were telling me she was spiraling during the other rounds. So did that make your game harder having to play for her, or would you even say you were playing for her, or y'all were just working together? What would you say it was?
I feel like Cammy is her own person in this game. I do feel like I definitely influence a lot of things because I am more set in these games. I know them better and stuff, and have more of a strategic mind in the game in general. But I definitely feel like I played my own game. Cammy played her own game. We were not like the final two thing was not a deal until the end of the game. So I definitely feel like I played my own game and Cammy had her own.
Okay. Aside from the obvious final five move, Cammy, which I can't like really say is like a move because I feel like everybody in that position where Karen's there, it's like Karen or Mikey, and it's like, well, obviously Karen at that point. And then it was like, so besides that move, what would you say definitively is like your move in the game? Like, what did you do, or like something that you did that changed the game for you and got you where you are right now, besides the final five vote?
I'll leave it down to connections again. I definitely couldn't have got this far in the game without some of those strong bonds that I held on to. Like, for instance, with me holding on to our strong bond.
Okay, let me stop you real quick. Because I don't want you to get like these last few seconds. I'm like trying to give you like something to tell the jury because they want to know just like me. I don't think connections are a move. Everybody has connections in the game. Like a move, like a vote. Like you got, like Austin got me to vote Timmy. Like that's a move, and I didn't know about it. Like what is a move that you got somebody to do what they didn't do? Like you got, like hell, you got a coin for me. That could have been a move. Like what is something?
All right, that is time for this round of questioning. I can get my clock to stop. All right, Jay, thank you. That 10 minutes is over. All right. Next juror is going to be Grace. Grace, please come on camera. Next contestant is Grace. Come on down. Where is Grace? Grace.
Is he here?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I see Grace wants to go later. All right, the next person in line then would be Morgan, who is going later. And then after that, we had Jay, who just went. And Timmy, you are next. Timmy, so please come on camera. All right, Timmy, you'll get 10 minutes. I'll count you down, 3, 2, 1. Remember, you are the one that instructs Austin or Cammy to unmute. All right, in 3, 2, 1, begin.
Hello. First, I would just like to start off with Cammy. Please answer Jay's last question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for giving me a moment to answer that, actually. So I feel like, yes, me and Austin did work together for a lot of the game. I worked with a lot of different people for a lot of the game. I feel like it was interdependent, not just between Austin, a few other people, like making that connection with Mikey end of the game, making that connection with Corey at the end of the game, voting the way I did. Me and Austin voted separately. When at the end of the game, when I voted Mikey, he voted Corey, and also we voted separately kind of near the end as well, when I voted Mikey, and I got 3 votes on me. I voted Mikey. I know it was still separate, but I feel like for a time I did have to kind of blend in with a group a little bit, if that makes sense. So maybe that's why it didn't look like I was making any big moves here and there. But just to take the target off of my back. But I feel like I did separate my game a lot from Austin's in many ways.
Okay, thank you. Austin, throughout this game, your favorite thing to do was lie. Why?
I feel like I am not one of those people that can just be like, oh, everyone likes me. I can just tell them the truth and they'll just be fine with it. I know that I am that type of person in the game. I will have to make bonds. I will have to lie, or I would not be here right now. And when I told someone a lie, it was to make them either feel safe with me or it was to get them to do something that I needed in the game. It was never like personal. It was always for a reason. You can't just tell someone, oh, I don't want to work with you. I don't want to be in this alliance. It's in a war. You have to like agree with that and go with it from there. So I just feel like my lying was necessary. And that's just how the way I had to get myself to this end game.
Okay, thank you. Now, both of you, close your eyes, stay on mute. Actually, even better, close your eyes and turn around. Well, one of you half understands the phrase of turning, the other took a minute, so really, both of you struggling at that point, but that makes it fun for me. Okay, so at this time, you're both going to raise your hand when I say a juror's name, if you think that juror will vote for you tonight. We'll go in juror order, starting with Grace. Okay, then we will go to Morgan. Okay, how about me? Ooh. Jay. Okay, Noah. Okay, Zoe. Karen. Mikey. Corey. Okay, both turn around, please. Okay, question for Austin. Why'd you only raise your hand for one person? That does not show a lot of confidence.
Oh, I was raising my hand for a few. I just didn't know if it was in fucking frame. So that's bad.
Okay, who would you have raised your hand for then? Make it public, make it known.
I think that I would have a chance with Mikey, Karen, Zoe, maybe you.
Okay, thank you. That helps. Apparently other people did see you raise it more. I'm just a little blind, I guess, which is, valid. Okay, I was asked to use all 10 minutes of my time, and I'm going to do that. So, gonna play a quick game again. Gonna ask you both to bring me an item. Whoever brings it back first, something might happen, something might not. Who knows? Either way, you'll get the item when I say go. I'll say the item, then I'll do a 3-second countdown and say go. Do not leave till I say go. Your item is a toothbrush. 3, 2, 1, go. I love just entertainment. How the hell? How in the world?
I'm beside my bathroom.
Oh, we're on YouTube, sorry. Cammy, don't worry. You did it a fine amount of time. You did it in a normal person amount of time. Absolutely. Let's find an item that's not in a bathroom. Okay. Although, to be fair, I can't tell where Austin is. Austin might be near a kitchen also. Who knows? Austin, are you near a kitchen?
No, Cammy's in the room by my kitchen.
Oh my God, you're in the same house. This is exciting. Now that I know we're in the same house, that makes everything more interesting. You're going to have to go grab a spatula in 3, 2, 1, go. You're in the same house. This is so exciting. Cammy, follow-up question. When you reach the camera, did you just say the word bitch? Okay, I can read. No, I didn't think it was the bad way. I'm pretty sure I was trying to see if I read lips correctly. That was like tea, Austin, do you only own one? Oh, that's dirty. Did you use cake? Was it cake or is that just like?
I was eating brownies earlier, okay?
Okay. It looks like what it's supposed to look like after you make brownies. It's okay. Sorry, I read what Karen wrote. Next item, because it's fun for me. Let's go with run to the other person's room into their camera frame. 3, 2, 1, go. Possibilities really end up being endless when they're in the same house. Oh. Apparently, Austin shoved Cammy in the hallway with his arm. It's like a game of Clue, everybody. You guys can go back now. Let's see who wins now. Probably not Cammy at that rate. Okay, y'all took your sweet time at that. But let's see. It's tied up to 2. What does that mean? Nothing. Not a damn thing. I might have another question. Let's see. Okay. Austin, I want you to answer this question without unmuting yourself. What animal did you play this game like? And why? Or not why, how? Okay, I'm gonna go with like a monkey or a baboon with that. And he walked. He has legs, everybody. 2 legs. Got it. Cammy, same question, but you can unmute. Do you need me to repeat the question?
Oh yeah. You made me run around.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I get it. I'd be winded too. What animal did you play like and how?
Oh, a cat. Sneaky and silently.
Cat, sneaky, and silently. Okay. And I am going to steal a question that my lovely fiance likes to ask everybody. Okay, thank you, Topher. Appreciate it. If you could write a book about the game you played, what would the title be? Cammy first, and then Austin. Both of you can unmute when you answer this one this time.
Ooh. In the shadows.
Thanks, Cammy. Austin.
I would just say one hot mess ticket to the finale.
Amazing. I would call mine Sad, Sad Tears of a Clown. Thank you. I get to stall for 25 more seconds because if I don't, Morgan's going to beat me up. So on that note, Austin, do an interpretive dance. Amazing. Thank you both. Congratulations on getting to the end. And that is my time.
All right. Great work on getting a full 10 minutes in. Next is Grace still needs to hold off on a minute. And is Morgan ready? No, we'll move on to Noah. Noah, if you will please come off camera. Again, you missed the beginning instructions, so you have 10 minutes worth of time. I will say 3, 2, 1, and then you will go. During that 10 minutes, Austin and Cammy must remain muted unless you instruct them otherwise, okay? So be very clear who you're asking the question, and if you would like to pass on your time, you may say, my time is done. All right, in 3, 2, 1, begin.
Okay, first things first, I'm just going to ask you a question. You're going to think about it the whole time during my 10 minutes, and you can answer it somewhere later down. I want you to think of a strain of weed or like a hybrid or sativa. What game did you play? Did you play a hybrid game? Did you play a sativa game? Did you play an indica game? Why? How? Make it about you. Don't make it about the other person. Make it about you. Okay, moving on. I just have a few things to address. Austin, did you know about my idol in the game?
Yes, Karen told me a few rounds before.
Okay. Austin, knowing you've told probably all the jury that you knew taking Cammy to the end of the game was dumb, like you were friends, you weren't going to do that. You told multiple people, like multiple people can account for it. You said you weren't going to do that, and then hearing you made a final 2 deal with Cammy later in the game, after you said all that, people knowing that, you used that information to manipulate people to wanting to work with you, because more people were inclined to work with you, knowing that you said you were so you were going to be quick to cut Cammy, and you had multiple chances to do that. Why didn't you do that? You had the chance to let Cammy go without having the blood on your hands. Like, potentially you could have got Cammy's legacy advantage by, not just saying my rounds otherwise, but letting Cammy go that round, you could have got Cammy's advantage and still had like more power to take more of an individually structured game, because a lot of the jury views your game as someone who kind of dragged Cammy along. Like you said, you didn't care if Cammy went, but whenever Cammy was really up for grabs, you prioritized Cammy staying these rounds. So how did you saying these things, like, how was that a strategy, or how was it not a strategy?
No matter what in this game, I was going to take Cammy to final 3. So, but the reason I didn't take Cammy out is because it made no sense to stay in a game with me and Mikey, and then you, Corey, Zoe, and Karen. It'd be a 4-2 no matter what. I knew you all were close from that point on. I knew Cammy would stay loyal to me no matter what. So I knew it didn't matter who had the advantage, Karen was going to go. So I just knew that was best for me to keep Cammy for my own game.
Mm-hmm. I don't really see the logic in I don't know. I don't see the logic in that, because it only makes you look like and like, you're amazing, I love you. In my eyes, it makes you look like a fool, where Cammy kind of has her slate clean, where Cammy never really said she was going to chop you. Like, one thing Cammy did, and I know people are shitting on Cammy's connections because like Cammy may have not made a connection with everyone in this game, but one of the best personal connections I had in this game was with Cammy, and that made me want to keep Cammy in this game, just based on our personal connection. Because Cammy and I could talk game, and like, yeah, like our trust was like minimally there, because like Karen was telling me the besties were good, so like I was there with Cammy, so like most of my conversations with Cammy were like personal talk, and Cammy really hyper fixated on that, which was a benefit to her game, which is why I think maybe her not establishing the like connections with everyone, yeah, that kind of sucks, but she established connections with the right people, so it kind of was her benefit. Like, you were getting the blood on your hands, and she wasn't getting the blood on her hands in that point. So like, Cammy, I also want you, like, you need to step it up. Like, you need to like show the fire. Like, I like want to see more from you right now, because like I know you had a connection with me, and like people are going to be shitting on those lower social games, like those Natalie White games, but like you are there at the end of the day, and like you need to prove that like your decisions had logic behind them and you weren't just going with the flow, because like you need to like sell your case. So like, can you just like speak on that a bit more, like speak on your connections, how strategic they actually were, like you're individualized, like you were set with the besties, so like you needed to prioritize a few outside ones to make sure you were good. So like, can you just talk on that a bit more? I want you to like hype yourself out, fight for it. I want to see like blood.
Okay. Well, thank you for asking me that question. I feel like it really helps, because I agree with you. I made connections where it counted. And like, I didn't talk game with a lot of people, like you said too. I made those like personal connections. I wanted people to like me, people to keep me around, and that was my strategy. Like I said, like I let people think that I wasn't playing shit, that I wasn't like doing much. I let people think that. I let people think, like, especially later on in the game, like I did kind of spiral in the beginning. I kept my cool like near the end and let people think, like, I'd say by the time jury, I let people think like, oh, well, Cammy's spiraling again, and I use that.
Okay, I'm just gonna cut you off real quick, because I'm gonna tell you, the jury's perception of you spiraling is constant. Like, they think that's how people manipulated your votes. So you really need to sell us why. Like, my vote, like, apparently it was done within like the last hour, because like you heard I was saying your name. Everyone was like, Mikey was also saying your name. Mikey just got to you first and said I was saying your name. Kind of people are picturing at that. So you're like, oh, let's vote Noah out. When that really logically, like, I wasn't the biggest threat at that point. Like, you could have gone for Zoe that round. It was a 3-2 plurality vote. So like, you kind of like took all that, like, oh, like you fed into that kind of, like, people are seeing that kind of energy from you, and like you need to show that you're actually aren't like spiral, like show, because like I know this is my perception when you voted me out. We had such a good personal relationship. Like if you went that round and I was the cause of that, you couldn't be mad at me as I couldn't be mad at you because we had personal connections. But that round we never fully said like we can keep each other, like you know what I mean. So like you need to show that like it's not spiraling, it's not like being mad, but like you had strategical clause behind your plan. So like continue. Sorry, I just want to give you some self-awareness.
That's okay. So I'll go back to your vote. I was told by Mikey that you and Corey were throwing my name. At that point, to my knowledge, I thought Mikey thought all of the votes were going on him. So that was how I played it. Like, oh, we're voting Mikey. Like, I knew he had the tower advantage. I knew you had the idol. That night of the vote, I was in the woods with my friend. This did happen, like, pretty much like within the last 30 minutes. But I feel like I let Mikey play his tower card to save me. I went on Mikey so that way I could still keep that ties because I said I was voting Mikey that round. I could stay true to myself that round, make my game look better. And unfortunately, yeah, like you said, like we can't be mad at each other. I got, I voted you out with the idol. And that for me, I knew you had it, like was my best go-to. Like I feel like when people say that Austin was playing my game or Mikey was playing my game, yes, sometimes like I had input in these plans. It wasn't like it was one. I think we all worked together. They needed me, I needed them, you know?
I want you to feel passionate. Tell us that. Like, tell us people how important you were to people's games, as much as they like to think it or not. They were striking you along. How important you were in those votes, because if they didn't have your vote at the end of the day, show. So,
way, yeah.
Passion. We want to see it. I will cut you off right now, Austin. Sativa or hybrid? What were you? Or indica?
I would say hybrid because I had to be very mellow at the beginning of the game to get my footing and know when to like be out there and make my moves. Like whenever the U vote happened, I called Cammy and told her I was going to tell Mikey and we were going to get you out with the idol that Mikey could keep his advantage for the next round. I knew at that time I needed to strike now and get rid of one of the four of you. That way I could get rid of Zoe the next round with Mikey's advantage and then Cammy would take care of Karen. So I very much knew at the beginning of the game to like get my footing. That way at the end of the game, I didn't need anybody else. I had my own decisions to make and I could get myself here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Cammy, same for you. I know we were talking a lot, so I hope just whatever you feel. I know you know your read.
Well, baby, I'm gonna go ahead and say full sativa since I'm a little kooky, a little crazy, like Alyssa's go juice. I feel like my game was very much like in the beginning I was very like high energy, stuff like that. I did like tone it down a little at the end, but I do feel like I started strong. I kept those like holding on to those connections, working with people, making plans, and I ended it strong.
Okay, some final thoughts going into this. It has been a blast playing with y'all. This is my third Survivor org. It was amazing. I felt like an honorary bestie throughout this whole time because I was in on the alliance basically too. So like I felt like I was there with y'all, like just not in the chat. So it was fine. Topher's haircut, I don't even got a haircut. Topher, you look amazing. I can't really see my time. One thing, self-awareness, Cammy, fight, passion. If you have moves, claim them, back them up. Think now. You're gonna I was going easy. It's gonna, and we're all respectful. Yes, go have pride. Okay, yeah.
All right, thank you, Noah. That 10 minutes is over, and now we will move on to our next juror, which is going to be Zoe. Yeah. Zoe, if you will please come on camera. All right, Zoe, you know the drill. 10 minutes. I'll count you in 3, 2, 1, and they will only unmute if you ask them to. So 3, 2, 1, begin.
Hi, y'all. besties. I hope you're doing well. I know that people are really going hard on you, but I really just think that you played such a similar game that you really have to outfight each other in this scenario. Like, you stop pulling punches. And with that being said, I would like each of you to tell me something that you think would impress me right now. If you can't think of anything, just go with the next best thing. Cammie, you go first.
Something that impressed you during game, stuff like that. Okay. I feel like
if it's something that I don't know, like, that's even better.
Okay. Can I let Austin go first?
Sure. Austin?
I want to go with your vote. I was fully behind the one that pushed Mikey to vote you. We wanted Cammie to vote Mikey because we figured that if it'd be a majority on him, he can save himself. It didn't turn out that way because y'all voted Cammie, but it still turned out the way we wanted. But I was full-heartedly the one that said Zoe has to go here. If not, she's going to push hard at the end if Karen goes. So Zoe has to be the target here. They have to go to clean sweep one time, or it's not going to happen for the rest of us.
And why did I have to go? Like, I personally, I know there was this perception of me this game in which I was like, I don't know, one of the like top dogs or whatever, but like I was moving and I was like going through a lot of stuff during this, and like I was not around as much as people perceived me to be. And so like I do think that it would have been beneficial to have me towards the end, because I'm an easy person to win against, especially after your like final 3 or whatever with Jay didn't work out. And you guys said that you weren't going to take each other for the longest part of that game. I'd also like to know why that changed, but answer this one first. Why was it important to take me out then, as opposed to somebody else? Karen, per se.
I feel like because no matter what, Karen was going at 5. Karen was, no matter who left before that, Karen was never going to get that advantage. It would have been me, it would have been Mikey, it would have been someone else. Karen was going to go at 5. I know that you are a competitor. Even if you weren't there beginning, you go hard in competitions. You are a good speaker. You are a feisty person in general. I played with you before. I know what you're capable of. I just watched you fight hard in wheel. So like, I know you're a good player, and I feel like I didn't want the backlash of you being there and having that fire of Karen going and being able to win out, because I do feel like Cammie would take you over me because she liked you a lot in this game and stuff. That's why I wanted you out. I didn't want Cammie to have all these options at the end. I wanted my own option with Mikey.
Cammie?
Okay. I will relate it back to sticking to my guns in the end and knowing what to do, because I'm still new at this, trying to get the hang of it still. So like, it was very hard for me at the end between Mikey and Corey, because I did like feel a very strong connection with Mikey as well. And like there for a second, it was like very hard for me to stick to my guns and understand that that was what was best for my game. I feel like that set me apart from Austin as well, and sending Corey and Mikey to fire making, sticking to my guns and doing that like helped me get to where I'm at right now. Like I feel like that was one of my, besides my advantage, one of my bigger moves in the game, besides my making my connections, my little connections with everybody. And I'll go back to this. Like, I knew about like pretty much everything to the game. I knew like I wanted to take you to the end with me near the end. Like that was my final 2, me and you. I knew after like the votes had went on you and you unfortunately went home, that I had to kind of make my own game, make my own plan, and separate myself from everybody else.
Got it. If you tell me about Cammie, you specifically, tell me about the Morgan vote out round. What happened that round?
So I knew it was pretty much either going to be Morgan or Timmy. By that,
I want you to start at the beginning though. Like, how did it all come to fruition, like that day?
So I had a talk with Austin. Mikey had ended up coming to me. I talked with you guys. I knew like where everybody wanted to lay. I knew pretty much where it was going. So Mikey came to me and said, well, how about we split votes? I voted Timmy both times, and I'll state that for the record. I knew it kind of had to be one of them, so I let Mikey, I was like, okay, sure, whatever, I'll vote like where I want to vote. He already knew that that's where I wanted to vote, so like, yeah.
Understood. And then I want you both to answer this one. Why did you decide? Why did, after all that time, you're telling everybody you're not going to take each other, you'll vote each other out, whatever. Why did you change your mind? And I'm not saying that Corey played a bad game, but I think that your games were so similar that it would have been easier to represent it as, you know, taking control, when I really feel like the credit here is split pretty severely between the both of you. So why did you decide to take each other? Austin first.
So once everything started happening, I knew for a fact that Cammy was going to be there at 5. Cammy and me were going to go to 3. Once I knew I didn't have my connection with Mikey, I really wanted to keep to my word there. And I didn't have anything in the game before. I wasn't going to vote until 4, which obviously I voted at 4 after that deal and everything. But I had no connection with Corey. I wanted to end this game with someone that I felt I fought hard with in this game. I very much separated myself from Cammy doing my own moves. I completely did everything myself, separated from Cammy, what she did herself, separated. So I just feel like taking each other to the end was just my best game, honestly. I knew I could differentiate my game from Cammy very well. And I knew that Corey had a really good underdog story and he won fire. So.
Okay. All right. I see my time. Thank you very much. You both look beautiful and hot and sexy, and I love you. Okay, bye.
All right. Thank you, Zoe. All right. Coming up next is Grace or Morgan ready? No. All right. Coming up next is going to be Karen. Karen, if you will please join us on camera. You know the drill. You will have 10 minutes after I say begin, and then you must ask them to unmute. So in 3, 2, 1, begin.
Hi, besties. How y'all doing? I think, I don't know if it's any surprise that y'all both have not impressed me yet, and I'm going to need to see a lot more. You both keep vaguely referring to moves you did without each other. What moves? I need to know exactly what you did that did not directly involve each other. Cammy, you didn't even have the final 5 advantage without Austin's coin. Like, shit like that, it all ties together. So really start thinking about that. I don't want to just hear, and we did move separately. What did you do? And connections aren't a move. As someone who had a lot of connections and also did a bunch of these moves. My main frustration is you had that final 5 advantage, and it was just so clear Karen was going to go at final 5. Why? I don't understand. Did you just not need to play until final 5 then and just let Karen have her fun while she was there? Because I don't think you were really awake until I was out of the game, quite frankly. Because again, I know what direct involvement was there, and a lot of it was checking into the besties maybe twice a day and then going with whatever was said there. There's a lot of saying there were these side connections, but even in the jury chat, those side connections were like, must not have been that real because you two ended up there together. So I love y'all though. I'm not bitter. I'm just stoned and rambling. So I want you guys to step it up is the fucking thing, because I have a fucking ego. Y'all are the ones that made it there though. So fucking prove it. Where was the strategy? So I only really have like 2 specific questions that I can't get out of my head. And I'll start with Austin. Austin, you did so much fucking lying, and I don't even care because so did I, and we bonded over that. I really liked scheming with you, loved being villainous. You gave me that 4-3-2-1, and I will never be mad at you because of that. Like, it happens. I know where I fucked up too. I know where I fucked up letting you know certain things. I want to know, though, I'm not the only person that you swore up and down to that you would not go to Final Two with Cammie and explained why. And I know there were a bunch of other lies. So, what was your favorite lie you told? And who was your favorite person to lie to if they are not the same?
My favorite lie in the game was when I did the 4-3-2-1. I did it because you wanted it, but also it was fully for my game. It just happened to be it benefited you as well, and you loved that, and that made you trust me even more there, telling you that because you were the only person that knew that until the final four when I told Cammie, yeah, I voted Jay there. So like I very much knew that I wanted Cammie around for a long time, and there was options to take her out, and if she did, I probably wouldn't be here because of that. I didn't need her to take out Zoe. I did that myself. I didn't have to tell her that she was going to go home as the Idols played. I could let Mikey play that. I decided in that game that I wanted Noah going, not Cammie. I did all those moves myself with my own thinking. You trusting me gave me so much information in that game. Me forming that bomb with you right away put me in a power position the rest of the game. So I feel like I did play my own game. Cammie was there, yeah, but I did my own stuff. I didn't need Cammie for every vote.
My question then, follow-up question, you didn't need Cammie for every vote. Why did you pull her in for every vote other than that one where you threw it? Like, you always did end up looping Cammie in. And you say you made these promises that you weren't going to take Cammie to Final Two until it got to a certain point where it switched and you realized, but because you knew Cammie was never going to turn on you, but Cammie wasn't ever going to turn on you because you had a great game connection with you. That's because she was your bestie. Why did you focus more on that instead of focusing on these other connections you could have opened up more by drawing them in instead of Cammie? It just seems like you always had an easy way.
I feel like I did pull in connections. Cammie's connection, you and me had a connection that you and Cammie did not have. Cammie did not get information from you. Cammie didn't get everything from Mikey. I got that stuff. I did it myself. I wanted Cammie there because I knew that at the end, I didn't want to take Corey. I just did not want to do that. I think Corey's an amazing person and everything. I think he played a very good end game. He might have been Outlaw stuff. I feel like people enjoyed him. And I knew at that end with Mikey gone, I was going to take Mikey. I know Mikey was a jury threat, but I wanted to honor that one thing with Mikey. He truly had my back and could have turned on me and didn't. And I wanted to have his back there. So it really just turned down to Corey or Cammie. I'd just rather take Cammie. We are good friends in this game, but also I kept stuff from her. I didn't tell her things. The connection was there, but also I knew when to tell her. I didn't tell her you were coming for the final six thing until late in the game. It was very late in the game when I told her that because I did not want her to freak out and target you early. I knew I needed you around to a certain point. I needed her around to a certain point. I knew when I needed to take people out.
Fair. Cammie, I love you. Scorpio Sun, Aries Moon, represent. Start fucking kicking ass. You're still kicking ass, but I want to know, my silly funny question is, what was your best spiral and what worked out most strategically? Like, I need to hear a spiral that was actual strategy. If you can convince me that you had a strategy behind one of those fucking spirals and it wasn't just Austin got on board and made it happen and then you got calm, you have my respect and I'll believe a little bit more.
Okay. I feel like, yes, I get what you're saying. Connections aren't just a move. I have to completely separate myself from Austin. So I will keep doing so. With the Grace vote, I'll just start with the jury. I didn't vote with Austin. I voted where my heart went. I did not vote Grace. With the Morgan vote, yes, Morgan and Timmy, I did kind of slide a little bit there because I knew that they were each going to go one by one. It was just a win. I feel like I provided a lot of necessary information to a lot of different people. It wasn't just Austin coming to me, telling me a lot of stuff. I was being told by a lot of different people, different things throughout the game. And I reported it back where I needed to. I told you about the Floaters Alliance. The spiral.
I told you about it though. I was your first call and was like, there's this Floater Alliance that has been made.
I had that in too, if that's what, then I apologize. I had that in to be able to give information. I feel like I definitely made different different kind of talks with Austin, but it wasn't like I was like just spiraling throughout the whole thing. Like I said, when I found out that when I found out that Corey and Noah were voting me, it was kind of like a, oh no, like what can we do? But I had input like with that as well. I feel like a lot of people are kind of excluding me a little bit and kind of like diminishing my side, because I feel like I had a lot of things to bring to the table with the different alliances I had with the different things. Me and Austin didn't vote every round together. We definitely did not. And I feel like I proved that, yes, he did get like the one up on me sometimes, like with the J vote and stuff, like getting Zoe out, stuff like that. But I feel like my game speaks for itself in the fact that I didn't let that like stop me. I like kind of knew. And like I will say, me and Austin were not at all going to take each other to the end. And I can't say that if I would have won that challenge, the end challenge, I would have taken Corey with me, because me and Corey had a really good kind of talk near the end. I will say, going back to your question, the spiral that worked out for me is telling Morgan where the Tawny vote was going and seeing like where everybody stood in that kind of vote. So that way we had like more to work on.
And I guess one more question, since Topher hasn't popped up. If that final 5 advantage hadn't existed, what the fuck would y'all have done? 57 seconds, go. Better shoot out a good story. Either one of you, whoever wants to answer. If you couldn't just auto-nom me at 5. Or not auto-nom, auto-evict, whatever.
I would have went with Mikey and Cammy and probably voted you out. Honestly, unless you wanted me to, it would have been that way.
Okay.
And I kind of agree. I feel like you were such a beast in the game. A lot of people like were saying things like, well, Karen, if she makes it closer and closer to the end, like she will win. So this is no like bad towards you. It's just like it would have been easy to try to like get votes up. I'm sorry.
Y'all can think that. I can think complete otherwise, because I certainly do. But y'all are doing your thing, and I'm still rooting for both of you. So,
all right, that
we'll
is
see.
time. Thank you, Karen. All right, next up we have Mikey. Mikey, if you will please come on camera. You know the drill. 10 minutes. Make sure you tell them to unmute. In 3, 2, 1, begin.
Hello, my green goblin and my batty bob. How are we doing today? All right. So for my intro first, because they said that y'all are not allowed to unmute until I tell you, you guys are gonna sit here and look at my pretty face for a little while. And all the jury can look too. Oh, and Prod, why not? You as well. All right, so now for the real stuff. So a lot of the talk today has been about the two of you, but when I'm on the jury, I like the finalists to kiss the jury's ass. So that's what I want you to do. My first question is going to be, and you are not allowed to say each other, and I would prefer if you didn't say me, but if you need to, fine. My first question is, which member of the jury helped you get to where you are the most? Austin can go first.
I would honestly say Karen. Without me making that connection with Karen early on, I wouldn't have got half the information I did with that game. Me and Karen trusting each other and being our open little villain self really helped me in the game, truly. Like, if I did not have that connection with Karen, I would not be here.
speaking of kissing ass, I'll go ahead and kiss yours, Mikey, because obviously I wouldn't have been here without that tower advantage. Yes, it was my coin. Yes, Austin gave it to you as a symbol of trust, like, but without you playing that, like, I would not be sitting here today. So you.
All right. And my next question is going to be something related to these social connections that you keep talking about. It's going to be for both of you, but I want to know, what is your favorite thing that you learned about someone on the jury that is not related to the game?
I'll go first. Noah's Jennifer Coolidge impression. Gorgeous, beautiful. It was amazing.
I was really surprised with talking with Corey that like our families are from the same place, and I was also amazed at you for taking the leap of moving all the way across the country. I was really talking about that with my roommate, how amazing that was. So I thought that was like really like awesome to do.
I love that. Okay. My next question is for Austin. I think you touched upon it a little bit, but I want to know, did you ever have any real intention of taking me to the end?
If you and me were sitting at final three and I won that immunity, I was 100% taking to the end. I even told Cammy that would have been the hard decision, but I know for a fact that I wanted to stay loyal to you. You helped me so much in that end game, and I helped you so much. We had that bond with the Green Goblins, and you were someone that I wanted to fight it out with. I don't care that you had like good ends with the jury. I was proud of my game, and I didn't care if I got there with you or not. I feel like I could have fought for myself. So I was 100% going to take you.
All right. And Cammy, if you had the ability to choose anybody that's on the jury to be sitting there next to you instead of Austin, who would it be?
I'm gonna go with the original person that I made the connection with, like, and said I was gonna take to the final two. So I'll say Jay. We would talk on the phone, like smoke on the phone. Like, I've laughed harder than I have like in a while than I have with Jay. Like, I wanted to be sitting up here with him, and I wanted to bring like make his first game memorable, because I was in that same boat like probably a month ago.
All right. I don't think I have any more questions. Obviously, you guys have been feeling the wrath of the jury. I wanted to step back a little bit and make it a little bit more nice, but be prepared. I know there are still some people that have some hard-hitting questions for you. This jury has been very vocal on their opinions of the two of you, as they should be. They're the jury. And so I just want y'all, like, people have said it before, but we want you so badly to fight for this. We want to hear why you want it, why you deserve to be the person in the end that is going to win, because we all love you on a personal level, but we need to vote for one of you. So tell us, beg us if you have to for that damn vote, because otherwise we might not want to give it to you. That all being said, I love you both to death. I should have been sitting here with you, but it can't be a final three, and I lost fire making anyway. So I will cut my time there because I don't have as much to say. Sorry, Morgan. I'm not good at filling time. But that is all I have. Thank you very much.
Come on. Okay, thank you very much, Mikey. Mikey has whatever the opposite of reclaimed his time is. So we are going to move on to Corey. Corey, if you will please come on camera.
All right, the answer to your question is he's yielded his time.
Thank you. Yes, yielded his time. Thank you, Maxine. Okay, Corey, you are going to have 10 minutes, please. In 3, 2, 1, begin.
Hello, welcome. Glad you guys have made it. You guys look wonderful. I'm glad you guys decided to dress up for this. I did not. I'm gonna keep it sort of kind of short because I'm awful at these things and I'm awkward. Cammy, I love you and I want to vote for you so bad, but I need you to convince me why I should. So please, I'm begging you. You know I want to give you my vote, so please convince me.
Okay. I feel like a lot of people have like diminished what I've done in this game because of me not wanting to like make any huge moves. I did make huge moves in the game in like smaller ways. I knew every bit of information, whether it was from Austin, whether it wasn't from Austin. The only thing that blindsided me was the you and Noah, or those 3 votes on me. I did not know that, but like I knew where every vote was going. I feel like I put myself in a safe position every round. I separated my game from Austin by going with my heart, like talking to people, voting where I personally wanted to vote. Me and Austin did not vote the same way every single time. Yes, I was a little bit more under the radar, in the shadows, so to speak. All relate back to where I was kind of everywhere. I had a lot of different information that people were telling me. I had a lot of different things that I knew in the game that I knew I could use to my advantage and run with it. I think, again, at the end of the day, we both played great games. It just narrows down to those tiny little details where we did separate our games from each other. But I believe that I fought fucking hard for this. I fought really hard for this. There were times where I didn't even know if I was going to make it another fucking round. And whether like sometimes it was because of my own input, because of my own like plans, or luck, or because someone came to me and said something. Like I feel like me just sitting here proves that I deserve to be here. I feel like my threat level management was really good. I was able to navigate through different kind of clicks to get whatever I needed to get to push myself further. But yeah, that's my piece.
Well, I appreciate that. Austin, for you, my question is, and again, on a personal level, love you, hope we remain friends after this. On a game level, I just question why choose to lie to me and then backstab me multiple times instead of trying to convince me to vote with you? Because you knew I was an honest person. All of the information that I gave you was just damn near 100% true. So why not use that to your benefit and pull me into your graces and instead choose to backstab me multiple times?
Okay, so you and me, we already had that bumpy relationship going on at the end of the game. It was already there. I did not want to ruin another relationship with Mikey just to put a relationship that might not be there at the end anyway. Like you said, you wanted to vote Cammy, you want Cammy to fight for herself. I'm here to fight for myself. I want that vote. I want to win. I have put everything into this for the past 31 days. I have made the moves. I cannot be the silent person in the background. I have to be the person that has to do things. And I won those immunities, so I wasn't even on the table for an option when I was making those moves. So I just feel like when I lied, it was necessary. And at the end, I told you I was voting for you, which I was thinking on it all day long. I truly was. And I just wanted to keep that relationship with Mikey because I really bonded with him, and I wanted to stay true to at least somebody in this game besides Cammy. And Mikey was that person that I truly wanted to be at the end with.
Yeah, but again, why not pull me into your fold? Because you could have pulled me in at so many different levels. And I've talked to Karen about this because she asked me, one of her questions was, would you have ever flipped on me? Honestly, yes, I would have flipped on anybody if it got me further in the game. So why not pull me into your fold and use me as an ally moving forward?
once you didn't tell me that you were voting the Cammy votes. Once that was established, but Karen knew, I knew right there and then that you were already trusting them more than me in the game. So I went with people that I trusted more in the game, Cammy and Mikey at that point, and I just put my cards in the basket where I knew that I needed to go. I adored you as a person. We talked all the time as just people, not game wise. But for a game perspective, I just could not fully trust you from my point of view. And I just went with what I thought was best for my game at that point. I do think that maybe I could have pulled you in, but obviously, like, I got here without doing that still. And I feel like with having you in the game, I just didn't want to like diminish another relationship.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So now let's get it lighthearted. Cammy, what's your favorite animal?
Orca whales. They're so smart and cute. And they're destroying boats across America, and I love that for them.
Austin, your favorite animal?
It's a capybara because they're just the cutest things and everyone gets along with them. I just love seeing pictures of turtles and shit sitting on them.
So you like an oversized guinea pig. Got it. Cammy, if you could only dye your hair one color, what color would it be?
That is a very hard choice. But
hence why I gave it to you.
But I would say blue. I've had it for the longest time. Blue is my original color. I feel the most me in blue.
Okay. Austin, same question to you. Obviously, your hair is obviously one color, but
I'd probably do purple. It's one of my favorite colors. I think it looks good on me. It was the first thing I ever dyed my hair. And shout out to Levi for dyeing mine and Kimmy's hair.
As someone who has had purple hair before, I'll have to send you a picture after the game. That way you could enjoy that look. That was also back in my hippie days, you know, like 2 years ago when I had hair middle of my back. It was fun. Cammy, what is your favorite book series?
Okay, I know we talked about this. And
Don't you dare say Twilight.
Well, I read it when I was 10 years old. I love Twilight. Sue me.
Oh my goodness. Austin?
Mine was probably Hunger Games. It was literally the only book series I ever read as a child. I was not a reader. I literally had struggled all through my life with reading and writing. So, and it was the one book that I actually really enjoyed and got into and actually finished, like all of them. So, probably Hunger Games.
Okay. Cammy, what is your dream job?
I want to make rugs. This is very niche and weird, but I want to like make really cool rugs.
What would your rugs be of?
Literally anything. That's the beauty of rugs. You could do whatever you want. You could do a Pokemon. You could do any kind of anime, any kind of cartoon, any design. It's fun.
That was a very Kentucky way of saying Pokemon. Austin, what would your dream job be?
I want to own a bakery. I've been thinking lately about going back to culinary school and stuff. I love to bake anyway, so I really want to like own my own bakery one day.
That also goes back to a question that I asked earlier whenever you brought that dirty ass spatula. What type of brownies were those?
It was turtle caramel brownies.
With a little bit of extra something in it or no?
No. I just so cute on sad.
At this point, I'm just trying to kill time for the other two jurors. So if somebody could let me know how much time I have left, that would be great. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, one last question. In as few words as possible, tell me why I should vote for you, Austin.
I put my heart and soul in this game. I made moves when I needed to. I lied when I had to, and there's no one else that got me here but me.
And Cammy?
I worked very, very hard to be here just as well. Yes, my moves were not the biggest and loudest in the room, but I feel like they are just as important as those big moves, because it all boils down to sometimes it can be a little move that gets you where you need to be. So I played really long, played really hard. I love you all. Thank you.
Subtlety is key, but you also got to make sure that people can see it. And I love you both. And thank you guys for making this game enjoyable.
All right, that is time. That is time. Next up, we have Grace. Grace, please grace us with your Presents.
Hold on. Okay,
All
I'm on video. All right,
Okay,
before my
all
time
right.
starts, I was
Yes.
gonna say before my time starts, I want to thank Corey for taking the full 10 minutes. Now I literally just got pulled in the driveway when it's my turn. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, I am.
Okay, then I will count you down in 3, 2, 1, begin.
Hello, final two. Congratulations. Y'all have made it this far, and both of you should be very proud. Anytime you make a final, you should be very fucking proud. So now let's get to the nitty gritty of my questions. I do have 2 questions to ask for both of you, and then I have my individual one. First question is, I'm gonna kind of pull what Corey did. Why? With me only spending very limited time in the game with the both of you and using your social connections with me and all of that, why should the Grace Beyonce give you her vote tonight?
I'll start that off. I want to say that I didn't vote you. I really did want to keep you in this game. I really loved your personality, and I feel like it would have been so fun to have you more in the end game. At that point in time, I did feel like I needed to, for a lot of the early game, I felt like I needed to stick with my strong allies and people that I knew that I had those connections with, and I built that trust up with, that I could make it. I hate that we didn't get those social connections in the beginning. I just feel like we never got that click because I just feel like we didn't have time. But yeah.
Honestly, I have put so much in this game. I've put everything into it. I feel like your vote out whenever you left was a very pivot in the game, because it don't matter if it's school, work, or an org. You put everything into it. You are a powerhouse in anything that you do. And I knew that when the opportunity came to get you out, it was a shot that had to be took and go with. Because if you got your footing in this game, you will just steamroll the fucking rest of us. We all know that. You are a powerhouse in any game you do. So I just feel like my decisions in the game put me here. I fought really hard to get here. I did everything I could to get myself in the best position to get to the end. I won competitions. I made moves. I knew where I got information. I did everything to my power to make sure that I was getting myself to the end of this game.
All right. And so my next question for the both of you, I have a perception. I have the first juror. I just want to say I came into jury with a certain perception of each of you. And I'm going to say this, my perception is still the same coming into STC. My perception was, Cammy, you were listening and following whatever Austin was doing. And Austin, you were unnecessarily lying about stuff that didn't need to be lied about. I want both of you to prove me wrong on my perception.
Okay. I don't feel like I was following Austin for every single thing. And I feel like my votes and the way that I played the game followed that. I voted separately from Austin on your vote. I voted separately from Austin on the Morgan vote. I voted separately from Austin. I used my own power to get where I wanted to be. Yes, we did have similar kind of allies and connections going into the game and ending the game. Although I will say Corey was a little bit of a oddball. We didn't really connect until that final thing. And that's when I made that move. But I was genuine. I voted with my heart. Austin voted with what he thought was best for his game. I did too. And I thought very long and hard every time. We did go together some rounds we split apart. I feel like that's what separates us.
Yes, I 100% lied a lot in this game. I will not deny that at all. I'll take full responsibility for that I did lie in this game. When I lied, I feel like it was necessary in this game. Like when I lied to Jay about what was happening with Morgan and Timmy, when I lied that I was going with the Floaters Alliance. You can't go into a game and be like, oh, no, I don't want to work with you. No, I don't want to be in that group. You have to agree and go with whatever the flow is happening in the game. And you have to make those lies and decisions at the time when you need to. You can't be I wanted to be close with everyone. That way I had options down the line. I wanted to make sure if one person left, okay, I have this person right here. Jay left, okay, I have Mikey. Like, I just wanted to make sure that anyone left in the game at a certain point, I had someone else there.
Alrighty, I asked both questions, so now I'm gonna go to my individual. And Austin, I'm gonna start with you. So, I remember in my round of the game, my name obviously was going around like a damn wildfire, and I have been asking every juror who has walked into jury because I still don't know the answer of who started my name. And I'm gonna ask you, I know you were telling me I swear I didn't do it. I'm gonna ask you if you were the one because people were telling me that round it was you telling me that. And I want to know.
I full-heartedly, early in that day, me and Karen had a call and I threw your name out 100%. I was probably the first person to say your name. Like I said, you are a powerhouse in this game. And when people started going with it, I didn't say it to anyone else. Morgan was the next person to mention it to me. And then after that, I said I heard it from Morgan. So I probably was the first person to spread your name. And I take full responsibility for that. Because like I said before, if you got any footing in this game, you were going to run with it. And I just couldn't let you get that footing because you are that kind of player.
All right. So my follow-up, how come you swear that you didn't say it to me though?
Because I do not want the wrath of grace. My mental capacity could not handle the wrath of grace in that moment, 100%. That's why I said in my opening speech, one of my biggest regrets is not getting on that call with you when you wanted to and talking to you about it and just being honest. That is one of the biggest regrets I have in this game, full-heartedly. I said that in my beginning speech. But I just knew that moment, I did not want to get the wrath of grace. I did not want Grace going out of the game being like, fuck Austin. So I honestly was self-preserved, and I knew that you come swinging no matter what.
All right, thank you. And Cami, my question for you is, what do you feel was your biggest move? What do you feel? And we're not going to count the voting Karen out. Besides that, what do you feel your biggest move of the game was?
I'll keep it short and sweet. I don't want to sound like a broken record. I'll list off a few of my biggest moves. I'll start with the end. I separated that vote between Mikey and Corey because I knew that they had their trust broken. I knew that I could get Corey to vote with me. We had such a good talk. I sent them to fire making in the end. Another big move I made, I feel like, again, and I'm going to say this again, like, it wasn't just like Austin calling the shots or Mikey calling the shots. I had a fair input in this. There were times where, like, I will say with the Zoe vote, like, yes, I was like, I knew about it, but I was kind of like a little bit in the dark as well. But I just think that I really had to play a careful game. I collected my information. I kept going. I knew where it was going to be. I stayed with my strong allies like throughout like the game. If I didn't have that advantage, and I'll say this, it probably would have been a lot different of a game. I think that with my advantage, I did have to kind of maneuver it a little differently. I probably would have reached out like and worked more game with you or some other people like Timmy that I didn't get to like, you know, group up with to like get my competition out of the way. But like my threat level management was great. I played genuine. I played from the heart. Yeah.
You're on mute, Grace.
Rod, how much time do I have? A minute? All right, in a minute. You both compliment me in a minute.
You are a fiery queen. You are a powerhouse in anything you do. You look amazing even after you just got off work. So I just really do respect and admire you as a person in a game and out of a game. Truly do.
I definitely agree. Even though we didn't get to like know each other that much throughout the game. Like, I have heard you're a powerhouse. Your personality is unmatched, literally. Like, what like made me really like not vote for you in the end too was like your just passion and your wanting to fight. Like, I love that about you. And I agree, you also look amazing after just getting off work.
I got off work a little bit ago, but I thank y'all so much. And yeah, we got 10 seconds. I just want to say again, congrats on making it here. I feel I know where I'm voting, but yeah, congrats.
All right. Thank you, Grace. Yes, for catching that right before the noise went off. Next up is going to be Morgan. Morgan, please come on camera. All right, Morgan, and just real brief, I will count you in 3, 2, 1, and then I say begin. On begin, you go. You will have 10 minutes of time with the jury. They will remain muted unless you ask them to unmute. So please make sure you're asking them to unmute. And then at the end of 10 minutes, I will come back on camera with a minute left, and then you'll hear that sound. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Hi, you guys. I know you guys have been going through the ringer tonight. I just want to be that little calm at the end of your storm. I haven't been listening the entire time, so I have no idea what you said, so you can repeat any answers you feel need to. Those of you that have been doing that. So my first question will be for you, Austin. Austin, I'm just a little confused on your overall gameplay. I want to know if you were like planning from a certain point to get to the end with certain people, or if you were just kind of like coasting along and then it just so happened that you got to the end with certain people, because I'm not aware of your game. So if you could explain that a little bit to me.
I felt like my game began from the beginning. I knew that who Karen was coming into this game. I knew I needed to make a connection with her early. I knew whenever the Flowers Alliance came up, yes, that would be great to flip the game for maybe your or Timmy's perspective, but I was already in a good spot. I knew where I needed to go. So I knew getting you and Timmy out there was good for my game because, let's be honest, you all are strategic players, you're smart players, you think for yourselves. So I didn't need that in my game. I needed people that I can control. I need people that I can get to vote my way. So I feel like I did what I needed to get myself here. I won competitions. I strategically voted where needed, and I did it all myself.
Okay, I respect that. And obviously I'm a person that respects challenge wins, so you have me in that corner. Cammie, I think I'm like your rooting force here tonight. I came into this really wanting to vote for you, Cammie. So explain to me, like your perception from all of us is that you were like super emotional and like spiraled all the time, which I think could have been a benefit for your game. Explain that to me, how you think that was a benefit. I'm sure you've already answered this, but
I have, but I asked.
Sorry.
So like, I think it worked out for me in some ways. I will start off by saying I'm still very new at this. I think I'm doing a great job for still being like a month in. But I think that worked for me in a position to, in the beginning of the game, to kind of reach out to more people and see like where they stood, stuff like that. Like, I feel like a lot of people kind of diminished me in the beginning because it was just like, oh, well, Cammie spirals and that's it. Like, it was kind of useful for me to, in a way, play dumb. I've said this with Grace too. If I didn't have the advantage, this game would have went a lot different. I would have made a lot more big moves. I made a big move in the beginning with the Nick vote. Like, I threw Nick's name out there. I got him out because I knew Nick. Previously, he hosted my last game. I knew he would be crazy. Once I got that advantage, I was slowing down, kind of biding my time. I feel like I was able to connect with a lot of different people within a lot of different groups. I was able to get information that wouldn't have been known like previously, or things where people stood, where they wanted to vote, things like that, in that kind of sense. So I did have to keep that target off of my back, kind of appear that I wasn't making these huge moves in the game. I was kind of just everywhere. I think like that points to me like in a good light, because I was able to connect at least some with everybody on a like good level enough to, whether I didn't talk game, you know, stuff like that, to where people liked me, people like wanted to root for me, wanted to like, you know, and like I wanted that in the game, because I knew that if I kept throwing myself out there, if I kept like making these plans outright telling everybody about it, like I wouldn't have got here. I wouldn't be here. I knew everybody.
Don't I know it, girl? Don't I know it?
Everybody was gunning for me, and I fucking am here. So
okay, I'll take that. I'd say like for right now, I think it's been such an uphill battle for you, even in this final jury segment. Like people are coming at you, and I think you need to literally just give yourself a pat on the back, because you got to the end, and both of you both got to the end. You did what we couldn't do. People are mad, whatever. I'm a little mad too, even though I said I wasn't gonna be, but that's okay. But I do have something to ask you, Cami, because in this game, you were the one person that scorned me twice. At the first round, I stuck my neck out for you in the merge when I didn't have to, because we didn't know each other like that. But I was really like, you know what? These rookies, like, we're not experienced in this game like all these other people. I'm going to stick my neck out for her. I'm not going to let her spiral herself out of the game. And I got shafted right to the bottom for doing that. And then in my boot round, I tried really hard to get it to not be you again from the people that you were quote unquote working with, who have admitted they were very actively trying to get you out. And then still Morgan got the shaft. So explain to me your thought process on leaving me out of everything.
okay, so in the beginning, I had established a strong connection with Karen, being on the intuition tribe with her in the beginning. Once we got to swap, I knew that like if I was good with Karen, I got in good with Zoe. I loved our chats. I loved our conversations. You were so funny. You were literally like one of the highlights of my game. Like I loved like vibing and throwing shade with you and just like kiki.
Flattery works wonders, both of you. Flattery works.
But like my thought process in the game was I knew your name was already being thrown out there, and it was a hard choice. Like, I'm not going to tell you this. You know, I'm an emotional person. Everybody else sure knows at this point.
Don't we all? Yeah.
Like, I'm more outward with my emotions. I feel like everybody spirals to a certain degree. I just feel like where I am more outward and more blunt with people, like, it does come across that way. And, like, I felt like that was what was best for me, to stay with people that, like, I knew I would be safe. It was kind of like I had these connections with these people who were making a lot of moves in the game, who were doing a lot, and like while also coming after me. So I did feel like it at the end of the day, it was like this is very sad for me, but you know, like it's not me. So that was where my head was.
I'll take that. It's okay. I hold no, like I said on my way out, I really don't have any hard feelings towards either of you. Both of you lied to me, whatever. It's the game. I'm not bitter about it. So both of you did what you needed to do to get to the end. How much time do I have?
2 minutes.
I didn't hear that, but work.
2 minutes.
Okay. So I do just want to end this with saying that I'm so thankful to everyone on the jury for letting me get this last little tidbit in here. I didn't have a lot of time to listen to you guys tonight, and I'm so sorry. I really wanted to, because you both deserve the full attention. You both got to the end. I wish I was sitting there. I understand why I'm not, and that is completely okay. And I just want to say good luck to both of you from the bottom of my heart. Hope we can chit chat after this and really spill tea again.
Right. Thank you so much, Morgan. Okay. And now we are down to our closing statements. Austin, since you went first, you will go second. Okay. Cami, you are going to have 5 minutes to give your closing statement. And then we are going to give Austin his 5 minutes, and then we are going to switch it to the jury to vote and decide a winner. So Cami, you will begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I don't have much time, so I'm going to make this really quick without trying to repeat a lot of information. First of all, I feel like everybody played such a good game. Not just me and Austin. Everybody sitting here today played an amazing game. We were all like, at the end of the day, playing for ourselves, and like, I am sorry to the jury that you couldn't make it this far. I do feel like my game has separated from Austin's in little ways. We did have similar allies, but I feel like just my perseverance and my passion and my fire for sticking in the game alone, like, counts for something. I feel like I worked really hard. I won a few immunities. I won some coins here and there that helped me out. I made the connections. I made really big moves early on in the game. Once I got my advantage, I slowed down a little bit, but that does not mean that I wasn't there fighting for my life in the trenches every day. I want to touch on everybody just a little bit. Grace, you are so beautiful. I really wanted to make it further in the game with you. I'm sorry we didn't get to talk more, but now we have a lot of time. Morgan, again, you were such a highlight. I love chatting with you. So funny. Like, again, this cast is amazing. Like, you were just a great person. I feel like your personality would have made the game really fun to make it farther. I connected with you on a personal level as well. Timmy, we never got to build up that trust to like work fully together, but I do feel like at the end of the day, like, you're an amazing person. I love your Stitch plush and you're adorable. I feel like next game, hopefully we can form something. Jay, I love you so fucking much. For real, anytime, like, all of you have this invitation, but call me anytime. I love you so much. I wanted to make it to the end. You're so beautiful. Noah, you are such a cute little pure soul of playfulness and fun that not like only a Libra could have brought this energy to the table. Like, I feel like you brought light where there wasn't sometimes. And I had a really good time working with you. Zoe, like, I feel like we really connected. Like, I love talking to you every day. You're such a sweet human, and I enjoyed every second of getting to know you as well. Like, you were one of my final twos as well. Karen, I know we've had our differences and stuff like that. I also felt a very strong connection with you. It was nice getting to know you and Twiggy. Let me know when you want to produce the hunger. I had a really fun time. I'm sorry that, like, we knew each other, were a competition, so I'm sorry we had to get at each other. Mikey, I'm glad I chose what I did because you didn't take me to the end, girl, but I love you. Well, you but like, thank you for doing what you did for me in this game. I couldn't have got here without you. And same to Corey. We didn't get super close near the end until the end, but I really do feel like that night when we talked, it was just like so nice. And like, I'm glad I made that connection with you, even though it was in the end. Like, I feel like your game was also undermined at times, like mine, but I feel like we both made it to final three. Like, we kicked ass, we did it. Like, at the end, I wanted to thank production, everybody. I've had such a fun ride. I love this cast. Everybody's so unique, so gay. I've noticed we're all gay. So beautiful. Like, this game could have went any way, any fucking way. And I'm just so glad to have like got here. So I feel like my knowledge base was very good. I played where I wanted to play. I wasn't having somebody in my ear. When it came down time to it, when I was in trouble is when I followed and let it take off me for a second. every little move was calculated up until the very end, and I fucking crushed the end, I feel. So thank you for giving me this platform to just be myself and make new friends and have fun. And like, I've loved all of you so much. But yeah, thank you. Oh, and I hope you consider voting me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cami. All right, Austin, your closing statements in 3, 2, 1, begin.
All right, I won't make this too long. I feel like I have put my heart and soul in this game for 31 days. I have fought from the start to the end. I have made moves. I've won challenges. I got the information I needed. I put myself here. No one else did it. I did it myself. I worked from beginning to end to put every little effort I did in this game to get this win. I want this win. I am hungry for this win. I've been waiting for this win. This is a game that I feel like literally was full circle for me. I put everything in it and I got here. Also, just to finish it off, shout out to the prod team. You all have done amazing this season. I really appreciate you all and this cast. Like, I have not been able to open up and be myself in a cast in a long time. So it feels really good to make those connections with all of you people. I truly, truly adore every single person on this cast and everybody on the prod team. You are all amazing. And I just love my final two, Cammy, so much. Good luck to may the best woman win.
All right. Thank you, Austin. So it is now that time for the final time. If the jury will please go to their prod chat and cast their vote for the winner of Inferno Season 3. You want to cast your vote for who you want to win the game. I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to mute myself, which means it will be shout out time, final shout out time. And then when I return, I will reveal the votes.
Oh my gosh, final shout outs, Mikey.
Did someone say final shout out time? Shout out. You already know what time it is.
Oh yeah.
To season
Also,
2
I'm
winner,
loving Cammy
the
and
amazing, the
Austin's-
iconic, the jury roundtable host for Austin and Cammy, since y'all weren't there, Mr. Alex Markoulis. We love him. And shout out David Cantera, my other project guest, but also shout out Austin and Cammy, because you're amazing and you did it and you made it to final 2. And I voted already, so I can't be bitter and mad at you about anything y'all did in the game anymore. I love you all. I love Prod so much. I love this game so much. Mwah.
I'm oh wait, somebody about to speak. Oh, I was just gonna say I want to shout out. I'm back for shout outs. Shout out, of course, my amazing man that's in the room next to me right now. Shout out to Max, who is also in my project this season. And again, shout out all my friends. And I'm actually gonna steal some shout out. Oh yeah, shout out to Beyonce. I'm gonna steal one of Marcelo's shout out. Shout out to Olivia Rodrigo, because fucking Vampire is like my new favorite song right now. So yeah. And shout out.
I'm gonna be the first pre-jury to make a shout out because fuck all of jury. Love y'all. I've been sitting here quietly. Shout out to Marvin, you a bitch. That's all.
Period.
Shout out to Bevan, my prod guest, who helped me run through my speech last night.
Not y'all in the same room.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss everything. Oh my god.
Shout out to Karen to being the other half of my two-headed snake. Love you.
Zoe, you're looking gorge. Oh my god.
Thanks.
Yes.
Oh wait, I remember. I do have a very quick question for any pod member that's here. If you could answer it. No one's there. Love it.
They're counting the votes right now, bestie.
I know. I'm just. I have another game at 10, and I really want to say something at the reunion. I'm worried I'm not going to get to say it.
I don't know the name of my production guest. I'm gonna have to look. Or well, my audience member. Nick! Shout out to Nick.
Oh, Nick Watson, love them.
Yes. Oh
Shout
yeah.
out to
Shout
Nick
out to
for letting me
Distortion
know.
as well. We start in 2 days.
2 days, Distortion 5.
Yes.
Oh,
Shout out to
CTC,
CTC also, and Distortion, which starts in
did we shout out
4 days.
Did we shout out Mikey's podcast yet? Or
Oh, you already know.
That was first.
sorry, I was late.
But really, though, thank you, Nick. You really did help me out, even though I was clearly on the bottom already from not having any information. You let me know, like, no, people actually know each other. Me, oh, that makes sense.
I could have my Gucci on. I could wear my Louis.
Vito.
Susie.
Oh, are you guys gonna be together when they announce? That's cute. OMG.
It's because they're Rob and Amber, and after the whoever wins, the other one is going to propose. That's why they're together.
No, because I literally forgot to put my background for my question as Rob and Amber. I had it ready.
I forgot that we were saying that.
I literally, because they were like, Grace and Morgan can't go. Noah's up, and I'm like, oh.
Sorry.
You better watch your you better watch your accent. I'm about to slap you.
Oh.
If we're talking about accents, where's Mac? I love his accent.
Hello.
He's back.
All right. I have the votes. Before I read the votes, I would like to say that when we started this game, we had the ability to evenly divide you up by element. We had 5 stars from each element to start our tribes off. And we were so ecstatic because we were finally going to get to see which element is better at this game when you just pit them all against each other. The answer is water. Water is better because we have 2 waters in the final 2. And again, no matter what, whoever comes in first place or second place, you earned the position that you came in, and you outlasted, outwitted, and outplayed 18 other people in this game. And I am so proud of you both for doing so and being here. And like I always say, we win with respect and dignity, we lose with respect and dignity, and we treat each other with respect and dignity. So with that being said, I am going to read the votes. The person that wins will have a moment to celebrate and speak their piece. They will get a $100 Venmo to them. So at Jen, your Venmo. And
Cash App or
yeah,
PayPal, whatever works best for you, honey.
whatever works best. And you'll be the winner of Inferno Season 3, Solar Flare. It's time to go. First vote. Cammy. 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 It's 3 votes, Cammy. Austin. 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 We are tied. 3 votes, Cammy. 3 votes, Austin. Cammy. The winner of Season 3 of Inferno, Solar Flare. Cammy, congratulations. You have won.
Woo!
Woo! Woo! Good job.
Oh my god!
Thank you. I was not
Amber.
expecting-
Amber.
I'm so happy that you guys like believed in me, and like I know it doesn't discredit Austin. Austin did an amazing job as well. We all did amazing, but thank you so much. Thank you. I love you all.
Get your bag, girl. Get that money.
Go, Cammy.
Knuckle
Congrats, Cammy.
Hey.
Woo, woo, woo.
Wow, we have had a unpredictable season and a very like amazing cast. I could not have asked for a better cast, and I am so excited to get into these superlatives and to give out some other awards and give out some awesome dedications to each and every one of you and get into the reunion, because let me tell you, I spent a lot of time, energy, and effort to come up with not one, not two, but 10 different tarot cards that could be played throughout the game. And you all, round by round by round by round, kept choosing to not play your tarot cards. Because this cast said, we don't need no advantages. We can
Hey,
just
I played
freaking do
two
it."
of them.
Yes, towards the end. At the final,
I
the final
would have
five.
played. I would have played mine if I knew.
Don't be talking about tarot cards. Do not be talking about tarot cards right now. Don't.
Mikey, not Mikey. Morgan getting one that was only good to know what the next challenge was.
Jalen, did you hear that the pink card that we almost chose was the freaking idol?
Okay.
Yeah,
The
Galen,
people-
it was the idol.
Listen, the
I wish
people
it could have been there.
to get the card that you know what the next challenges are. Okay, some challenges that this could have benefited, challenges that you can practice at. I don't know, getting the knowledge that the next challenge was going to have to do with the announcements chats trivia, getting knowledge that the next challenge was going to be involved with like the ranking with, twists involved. Like there's tons of challenges that having the benefit of knowing that around ahead of time would significantly help you. So I can only give you the tools. I can't help you build the house. All right, so let's get into it. Jen, if you will, please share your slideshow.
I think Morgan.
Oh, sorry, Morgan. Morgan, then please share the slideshow. My apologies, Morgan.
Thanks. It's okay. I'm here. All right. Wait, let me make sure there's other 1 second. Okay.
I forgot my normal marker, by the way, and I had to write the finale on a like a Sharpie marker. I'm like high off
Y'all,
fumes right now.
y'all can't hear the music in the background of my thing, right?
Right.
Okay, good.
Y'all can see.
Okay, here we are. The Inferno Solar Flare Awards. So what will happen is we will announce the winner. The person that wins each award will have a moment to come on, say thank you, celebrate, however you want to do it. And, and then we will go from there. So let us begin. The first award is...
Oh, sorry.
Gone Too Soon. Oh, those dreaded ending up on the pre-jury is not pleasant, but we would like to honor you for being gone too soon. Our nominees were Gianna, iconic first boot, Julia Rowe, which kicked us off knowing this was going to be a crazy freaking season, and Tawny with a snake. And the winner is Tawny. I don't believe Tawny is on the Zoom right now. All right, but Tawny, thank you so much for playing in this game and being gone too soon. Next award is the Social Butterfly. This is the person that probably socialized and chatted the most throughout their time in the game. And the nominees are Austin, Karen, Jay, and the winner is Jay, our social butterfly. is not here. Oh my goodness, this is going so well. All right. Yes, Jay, I assure you, spoke so much to all of you that it was very unfortunate that on the round Jay went out. Jay was not able to speak in one-on-one chats. Was it connected? I don't know. But
Yeah.
Most strategic. This is the player that, in our opinion, we saw come up with the most amount of different strategies throughout the game. Maybe not implemented the most, but definitely talked about the most strategies throughout the game. And the nominees are Karen, Austin, and Mikey. And the winner is Austin. Austin, tell us about your strategies.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I came into this game knowing that people are going to think I'm a hot mess to begin with. So I knew that I had to think of ways to get through to the end here.
Thank you, Austin. All right, next up, Shallon Beast. The most individual immunity wins. And the nominees are Austin, Karen, and the winner is Karen with 3 individual immunity wins. How'd you do it, Karen?
In a row.
Really, really glad that this was an astrology theme and people trusted me. So 3 in a row, and also almost won the one before that and almost won the one after that. So I'll count those 2 as 5 almost wins. And it'll never happen again. So
And
woo,
slayed it.
thank you.
Thank you, Karen, for being our comp beast of the season. The most robbed juror. His nominees are
Sorry.
it's okay, Mikey, Karen, and Grace. And the winner is Grace. Grace taken out oh so soon.
Oh my god. Yay. I just want to let y'all know that like before merge, I was like in an alliance with every single person on the tribe. And had I lasted longer, I think I would have fucking slayed. Y'all got me though. Thank you.
Grace. Thank you so much, Grace. Biggest rivalry, which is always so fun to when you have pairs or factions going at each other. That's what really brings the entertainment in these games. The biggest rivalry goes to, or is the nominees are Austin versus Corey, Corey versus Mikey, and Karen versus Timmy. And the winner of biggest rivalry of the season goes to Corey versus Mikey. Never could get on the same page, and all the way down to the final 4 when they could have teamed up.
Listen, we never spoke half the time.
We were too busy talking about what we were doing that day and what we had for lunch.
Literally.
We've never seen a rivalry that were such good personal friends.
It was literally the last day, and I was just like waiting for y'all's chat for something. And the way it just was nothing.
I do just want to give a little bit of a special nod to Austin and Corey, because Austin, when you went in your confessional chat and you said, I will take him out without blinking, it will not bother me. I was like, bitch, you did not just say that.
Listen, he got the full fucking left on red. Fuck that. I was pissed.
Left on red. All right. Next category, the duo of the season. This is the pair of contestants that most exemplified a duo for this season.
Ooh.
The nominees are Karen and Noah, or Tammy and Austin.
Oh no.
And the winner is
Whoa.
Karen and Noah.
I know that's right. That's right. The cookie jar.
That part.
We also bitched at Prod for probably the last 6 rounds. That if we didn't win duo of the season, we would be really sad. So
And we were really
that
sad.
have anything to do with it.
For this one, we were kind of just like, okay, like obviously Austin and Cami are a duo, like everybody knows that, but that was for us, we were kind of looking at the fact that y'all met in this game and like,
Yes.
y'all were like ride or dies from basically the beginning.
Exactly. Did anyone know how close Karen and Noah were? Anyone?
It's
like,
I mean, I did. But I can read Karen like a book, so it's pretty easy.
yeah, and it's hard when I'm like messaging Karen and like Karen's literally painting or like setting up Zoe's apartment. Girl, the tea I just got. Zoe's like, hello.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Karen and Noah provided so much entertainment as a pair and formed the pair in the game. And were like from the moment Karen says in her broad chat, she goes, I think I just formed a final 2 with Noah and meant it.
Oh, Karen, you didn't cry. You actually meant your final 2.
I meant it in that moment too. It wasn't even like 2 rounds later.
You just hit like a giant bull, and they were
Good
like,
stuff.
this is
If
it.
you have ever had that friend that never charges their phone and you're like, how do you exist and live your life like this? Just imagine being Karen and Noah and both of them being that friend and seeing their calls start and then end after 2.5 minutes and one of them going, what happened? And then 5 minutes later, the other one goes, oh, my phone died. Give me 10 and we'll call back. And then the other one's phone dies 3 minutes into
And then
that next call.
production joining, and it's just production alone with one of them.
It
the other one's phone
happened
died.
more than 20 times. I guarantee you at least once a call.
And
Anyways,
I wouldn't even call them calls. I would just call them smoke sessions.
Topher joined one of our discussion. One more thing. Topher joined one of our discussions. We're like, Topher, we're really not talking about game right now. We're in a deep talk. And Topher's like, okay, yep. It just stepped out. Like, anyways.
All right, on to the next.
Yeah. Alliance of the season. And our nominees are the Kings and Queens. And Besties Alliance.
Were there only 2 alliances?
In the Kings and Queens was Jen.
Kings and Queens was Karen, Corey, Noah, and Zoe, and the Besties Alliance was Austin, Cami, Karen, and Zoe.
And the winner is the Besties Alliance.
Of course.
Yeah, there weren't too many like super like dominating alliances, I feel like.
Or large alliances to begin with that lasted.
No
long.
nod to the Earth Signs Alliance?
Looks at the entire Instinct tribe at the beginning.
Where's Down to Earth?
Down to Earth, Rob.
Down to Earth.
No, the Down to Earth Alliance, they broke up as soon as they got to the
Literally!
They
They broke
fell
up as soon
apart.
as 3 of them voted me out.
The first time that they got to go to a tribal council together, that was it. Down to Earth was down to
Yeah,
Literally,
Down to
we
Earth was
went
grounded.
We went down.
All right. Next up, best prod chat. This player gave us the most. Now, there was a lot of heavy contenders because y'all really brought it in your prod chats, but this one specific player really went above and beyond and gave us way more than we ever anticipated. Best prod chat nominees are Morgan, Zoe, and Noah. And again, I remind you, this was very, very close. We are splitting
Really?
hairs here.
Bye.
Morgan.
Oh my god.
First org, and
Thanks.
Morgan brought it. Like, it was like every 5 seconds we were getting something new in
No,
Morgan's
because
prod chat.
no, it's not fair to everyone else that was nominated because the most time I spent talking to anyone in this game was production because none of you guys wanted to work with me. So I
Looks
won this by
around.
default.
I would have Morgan. I adored you.
Looks at Morgan, looks back. Hello?
No, literally,
I
like,
would
I
have
was
if
sitting
I
there
would have stayed
alone.
longer.
I was sitting there alone half the time, and I was like, you know what? Let me just talk to production. I would sit on and call with them for like, I don't even know. We sat for like an hour. I'm
You
just
went
like
to
chit-chatting.
judges and you were like, hey Prod, since I don't want to talk to anybody, guess y'all are stuck with me.
Literally,
Morgan,
I was
I
like,
see
I
the
need time to detox. I can't talk to anyone right now, so I'm going to talk to you guys.
Morgan, I see the conversations with me, you, and Grace meant nothing.
All right,
Well,
hero of the season. This player was the most heroic, that played with the most admirability, and just was that dynamic leadership quality that we love to see out of a good hero. And the nominees are.
There's no nominees.
Oh, there's no nominees. We just have one straight hero. And the winner is.
Mikey, yes.
Miss Congeniality, hello.
That's still up for grabs. No.
Is my
Thank you. I will say I always try to play games like this to have fun. So I'm just glad y'all see that. I just wanted to come here and have fun with all y'all. And so I'm happy I was able to do that.
And Mikey was my personal hero for allowing me the opportunity to hold up not one, but 2 tarot cards because y'all did not play them.
Stuck on these damn tarot cards.
I had my tarot deck with me with the cards that were still in the game, just like the ready, hoping somebody's going to play it. Like, Karen, are you playing the sun tonight? Are you playing the sun tonight?
Hoover really wanted the sun card to be played. No, any card.
I did because it was going to be so dramatic. Let me tell you, with the way the sun, especially if it would have been played on that 4-3-2-1, and all of those votes would have been revealed as they were getting read. Robbed. That's the most robbed juror of the season, was the damn fucking sun card. All right, villain of the season. Who was the sneakiest, snakiest, most backstabbing, love to hate villain of the season? Karen.
Damn,
I'm
y'all
so
touch a subject.
surprised. What the hell, guys? What do you mean?
Oh, y'all voted for her.
Do we want to talk
Sneaky,
about the prod
sneaky.
chat?
We can talk about the prod chat. What about the prod chat? Y'all got on my nerves, okay? We'll
Karen
talk
on
about
call with me would be like, okay, so since I'm the villain of the season, we're gonna like the vote is like literally would justify it, but like I'm already playing this role. It's aware.
Karen had to explain to me who someone was in the org community because I had no idea who they were, and then she's like, "It's a villain," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Well, thanks.
One of my favorite quotes from the entire season, it also relates to the alliance of the season, was Karen saying, "We could be bad people together. That's what besties are for."
Yup.
So if that exemplifies our villain of the season, I don't know what does.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
All right. Next award. Most impactful move. All right. With the most impactful move, I don't think we have any nominees, do we?
No, we do.
We do. Okay. All right. Is Noah and Tawny.
Not that you see boo.
Yes. So this being Noah's boot and Tawny's boot, which boot had the most impact on the game? Whose boot mattered more?
Oh, it doesn't.
Oh,
Jen, do you have it?
Neither.
Oh.
What?
It doesn't, the next move, it doesn't take one away. I think
It was Tawny's vote.
It was, yeah.
It was
Tawny.
Tawny's
Yeah,
vote.
Tawny,
It was a Tawny
Tawny's
vote out.
vote. Tawny was the vote that, an honorable mention for rivalry of the season was Karen and Tawny's funeral she attended. But that vote logged on and kept going and kept being talked about and was brought up over and over and over again till I think the final 6 or 7. So yes, most impactful move, changed the complete trajectory of the season, Tawny.
Because the game really seemed at that point, like I know it was right just at the start of the merge, but it was like we saw the besties alliance, and we saw that Karen was pulling in Noah, and then we saw the Earths, and we were like, this is going to be the vote that decides it all.
Yeah. And Karen went full send on the villain mode.
You don't say.
You don't. You
All
sure
right.
don't.
The
Love you,
biggest
Karen.
the biggest blunder. This is the move that was the biggest blunder of the season. Grace voting out Tawny and Galen, only to be the next voted out. Cammy telling Karen that she was throwing her name out in the previous round, causing distrust with Karen. And Karen telling Austin about Noah's idol. The biggest blunder of the season is Karen telling Austin about Noah's idol.
We had Final
Y'all-
Four in our hands.
Y'all already know I knew this because I would not stop talking about it in my prod chat also.
You stoned little bitch.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, are we serious?
Austin can attest that I was not going to. I was high and then something slipped and I was like, ooh. And also was like, you don't have to talk about it. I was like, well, now you know I have something to talk about. So
yeah.
That's when
And
I realized we're very close.
Us in production, we were all like, he didn't just
that
do
was
that.
the call y'all were on too. And I was like, they all just saw me do this shit.
She
Oh,
promised
Noah's
too.
gonna be
She said,
so
"I promise
hurt."
I won't tell anyone."
I did it for so many rounds. I kept that promise for so long.
All right.
That would have been the end of Karen and I. If I found out in game that slipped out, it would have been game over.
All right.
Oh,
Well, we get to maintain all our friendships because nobody knew till just now. Biggest blind side. And the nominees are Noah, Zoe, and Tawny. Y'all made this a really tough decision because not a whole lot of people got blindsided.
I was, yeah, three of us. Like,
No love for the
Noah.
nickname, the blind side.
Yeah, but pre-jury. Noah, you are the winner of the biggest blind side at the final 7, thanks to Karen telling Austin about your idol. A phenomenal 3-2-2 took place, and you were out of there.
yeah, I was shocked, more so because I couldn't pull through for my production girlies, Jen, Susie, and Morgan. I know they were rooting for me hard, and I was mad. I couldn't play my idol, but like I've only ever been like 3 out of the games I played, I was blindsided out first by 2 idols with 1 vote, and then with a plurality vote, and then I made the final 2 my other ones. So I can't really be mad about being blindsided. And I did it to myself. I should have been more cautious, but I got too comfortable because I trusted Karen wasn't going to get stoned enough to fuck up my idol.
I say something in the round table. Somebody mentioned that somebody knew about your idol, and I just saw Noah's face went from like smiley to like realizing that that's what had happened. I was just like,
I
oh my
texted
God.
Karen.
I got that message. I was like, oh, we haven't had this talk yet. Oops. Thanks, Mikey, for letting it know that Austin knew about Noah's idol at the round table.
Yeah, and then I asked
It wasn't.
Mikey
It didn't
after.
even happen until after we had just finished, and
No,
Noah
you let it
caught me
slip,
after.
and then I realized, and then I asked you after to confirm it because I texted Karen mid roundtable. I'm like, did you?
I stopped the recording, and then Noah was like, hold on, I have one question about the game. So what happened with my idol?
Yeah, but I love the blind side, and I wasn't voted out by the majority of the cast, and I'll stand by that.
You were not. It was good. There was.
I was
tons of
Andriad. I was
pluralities this
literally
season.
Andriad. I had an idol in my pocket. I was Andriad. I was what? Like literally, I was like, you guys. And then Zoe was Brenda.
All right. Underdog of the season. Underdog. Okay. The nominees are Jay, Timmy, and Morgan. The winner is Timmy. Timmy just is not here right now, but like for Timmy, great player, great host, could not get his footing in this game at all. And it was just walking. Timmy's game is equivalent to in Big Brother when they're having to like walk across like the buttered platform to try to fill up the little balls in the buckets. That was Timmy's game the whole time.
Timmy scared me the way he talked. I don't know. I felt like he had a PhD the way he answered questions at Tribal. It was intimidating.
He has an RBS, a really big stitch.
Okay.
All right. We'll go with the favorites. We'll do it one at a time. First up, Jen's fave.
So,
Oh,
Thank you.
Susie.
We'll take
Yeah.
2. So, my favorite is Morgan. As a new person in this community, you never really know what you're gonna get when it comes to like how your newbies are gonna play. Sometimes they flop, sometimes they do amazing, and you beyond exceeded all of our expectations. You brought the entertainment, you brought the drama, and it was very entertaining to watch from beginning to end. So that is why I picked you as my favorite for the season, and thank you so much for being a part of it.
Thank you. That is so sweet. Oh my god, it got me
And I hope you stick
blushing.
around
Like,
and play more arcs.
I mean, no spoilers, but
All right, my favorite actually changed during the jury questioning. So my favorite is Timmy, because he made the final 2 go on a fucking scavenger hunt. And literally, like, I don't think there will ever be anything more iconic and or doable again in the future of forcing the final 2 to go into each other's cameras and back again.
oh my god, I love that he actually went through
I
that.
It
screenshotted
was
that.
so legendary. And Timmy, again, like, just so much personality and so good. And, you know, I have other favorites, but y'all know who you are. And I just want to give Timmy his rub. So there you go. Timmy is my favorite. Mac's favorite.
Okay,
Mac.
hi peoples. So for my decision, it was like a toss-up between a couple people, but ultimately I decided on
Oh, sorry.
hit the button. Mikey Ruby. Shout out to Mikey's prod guests. Mikey, I loved watching you play. You were just a lot of fun. You playing them tarot cards was very slay of you, and you know, if things would have been different, you would have been in the final 3, and you know, you really gathered and you mothered at times, so I'm very proud of you. Good job, Mikey Ruby.
I love the 2 of us being fire making loser sisters now.
Yay! Hit each other's orgs.
All right. Okay, I guess I'll go next. So my favorite is Noah. I really just feel like every time you expressed your thoughts, I was like, even from the interview process, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I just like really vibe with this person. So watching you play this game, like you kept your cool in very stressful situations, I feel. But you had a lot of thoughts in your prod chat, but like you maintained calmness around people from my perspective. So I definitely wanted to give you a shout out.
Thank you. We connect. We are empath sisters. Like when we tell people to their face, we are with you, and we say that we mean it. And then when we get betrayed, then we cry and then get them out, and then deal with our consequences. Like, no, yeah. Thanks. I love you, really. Thanks for doing my interview.
Yes. All right, Susie.
It's my turn. My favorite was Zoe. Zoe, I think from the beginning. Wait, is Zoe still here? No, I don't think so. She left.
She is.
Oh, wait, do I not see? Oh, I just can't see. I not that it would make a difference. I don't know. No, but I think from the beginning, I think as a prod team, we were like, oh, I think Zoe's gonna go far and do really well. And you did, and it was just fun to be in your prod chat and watch you compete in the competitions, and then just, you know, play overall. And you're someone where it's like, I feel like I would want to team up with you or, you know, work with you if I were in the game personally. So yeah, thanks for playing.
Thanks so much. And thanks to all of Prod for playing the crossword with me every day.
Yes.
Is Zoe, is that the Tarot of the Wild Unknown in your hand?
It sure is.
Period. All right.
Oh my god! It
Marcelo is
only
not
took over a
here.
whole season
Whole
to realize the cast photo.
Shout out
Yes.
to Diane. Diane just
Ooh.
walked in the background.
Marcelo is not here, but Marcelo's fan favorite is Karen, and how could it not be? We all loved you so much, Karen. And Marcelo was the one that called dibs on you first, so you are amazing and filled with love. This is not to put I don't mean like in that sense. I just mean in the sense that like we love you, Karen, and Marcelo's not here to speak for you, so I was trying to do my best to talk you up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Loves Marcelo, loves all of Prod, love to be loved. Glad it was entertaining from the moment I didn't know what coins were for to me knowing I was DOA for probably the last 8 rounds. It was delightful.
Wait, can I say my runner up favorite is Austin, because he was the runner up and I was the runner up. So like runner up.
Hey.
Very
And
interesting, Susie. Very
Ryan.
interesting. Stop it. All right. So my favorite, so when this person first got into the game, they wanted to do a DR and no one else in production was around. So I had the joy of doing my first DR and I was so confused what to do. And I was like, do you want to just talk or do you want questions? And he was like, oh, I want questions. I was like, oh my goodness, what do I ask? What do I do? And it was the best conversation. So my favorite was Jay. From the very beginning, Jay had like a very good grasp on this game. And it does come from Gigi. Gigi told Jay pretty much every single thing that she knew about everybody, all the connections. So Jay had a very good grasp on kind of who knew who, some tea about some people. So Jay wanted to use that to his advantage, which he kind of did to get to jury. It's just Jay hit a wall in the jury phase when a lot of people already had stronger connections from the game. But I do think Jay, as a newbie, definitely played a great game, and I can't wait to see Jay in the future in different games, and maybe this one again.
So my fave, okay. So before the season, we did a cast assessment. Well, the cast assessment assessed. It happened.
It was interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting indeed. But during this cast assessment, I saw this person's cast photo pop up, and I could not control myself. I just said, "Oh my God, that's Mother." And throughout the season, she mothered.
Yeah.
She really came in and showed that even when you're newer to the community, you can still play a more laid back game, a more reserved game, and still play the game. So my fave this season was our winner, Ms. Cammy. She really was just all in all, game wise and just personality wise, a fun person to watch. You know, we've all played these games before. And, you know, confessionals, she would sometimes just say the most random shit in her confessional just to say it. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what the fuck this means, but girl, I'm living. And I just really enjoyed your presence on this season. And as someone who, like, a month ago, I had no idea who the fuck you were. Oh, I should not be swearing. This is on YouTube. I did not know who you were. Wow. I'm really happy to have seen you play this game and see you succeed and get to know you. So thank you for being so fun.
Thank you. I appreciate you for appreciating my crazy mind.
Right.
That is it. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
I love all of you.
Up is player of the season. Now, oh my God, this player honestly could have taken home so many categories, and all of a sudden, in round 2, we tell them that you have been bequeathed a coin. And they go, wait a minute, what is this? I need to read the rules. Ooh, wait a minute. I want all of the coins. How do I get more coins? And they came alive and it like woke them up and they were all of a sudden, they were in it to win it. And it was every round masterminding the game from start to finish, you know, being such an active part in pluralities and, you know, being a part of every challenge, going on to comp beast challenges like out of nowhere, being somebody that like wins competitions over and over and over again, and almost won again against all odds on that last the mind wave challenge thing where the psychic connection like almost freaking won and was so close. I, you know, missed that like last point by just barely. If the person originally was going all the way and they had it on there and they like changed their mind and they went the opposite direction, like Karen would have won that 4 in a row. It would have been nuts. And getting savagely eliminated at the final 5 twist, and just completely like, I have never watched somebody play such a skillful game that involved so many other players, and was so good at getting those other players to be involved and to be part of various one-on-ones and to make every single person in the game feel that they were in need of them. And that player of the season is Erin.
Thank you. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I definitely felt like I girl bossed this shit. I've never been one to win comps, so that alone was an accomplishment itself. And I just think of all the times I was in my prod chat saying, I just want to do this for prod. Like, you guys deserve a 4-3-2-1. What if I make it go to rocks round 2 just because? Like, this game needs to be fucking fun. And half the time I didn't get to do those things, but it was fun scheming. And this was just an all around really good game and really fucking good cast. Like, you don't get player of the season without playing with really good fucking people that make crazy shit go down. So thanks, y'all. And I cannot praise this prod team enough for this season.
I want to say I have 2 favorite Karen moments, and they come from the same exact night. I think she remembers when I said sing and dance a Hannah Montana song, and she just danced to a Hannah Montana song. And I was like, you have to do it again. And then she sang and danced to the Hannah Montana song. And then I said, take a picture of a car. And she runs to the window and she takes a selfie with her car outside. Great
That wasn't
night.
even my car. That was just a car on the street. And my real life friend had to be exposed to orgs that challenge.
You're welcome.
I just want to say, I think for me, at least, when we talked about player of the season, when we talked about all of it, was definitely the 4-3-2-1 for sure. Was just a moment where we were like, oh, Karen at this moment, has a stranglehold. Like, did you need to have votes on all 3 of those other people? No.
She just
for
wanted
what?
to.
For why? Because you could. And the fact that you were able to just make that happen, obviously it wasn't all 100% you, but like, it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't been like, no, I want a 4-3-2-1. We're having a 4-3-2-1. Austin, I really want there to be a 4-3-2-1 right now. Austin, you're gonna let me have a 4-3-2-1 vote right now, right?
I just want to say really quickly that I do love all of you, and this is my first game hosting, so it was really much a pleasure. But I actually have a finale for the game that I'm in that I have to go to, so I'm gonna let y'all continue. But I just don't want to miss out on that and like celebrate that person. So I hope y'all have a great night, and I love y'all. So
love you.
Thank you, Morgan. Before we sign off on the YouTube, I want to say thank you one more time to this amazing cast. We could not have put together a stronger pool of power players, new players. We got two new players coming into the org community from Jen tweeting Carson on Twitter when he was like, what are orgs and I want to play one, thanks to Carolyn. So Morgan and Jay, thank you for responding to those tweets and joining us. I hope you please play many, many more. Shout out to Distortion, CTC, BB Disney, EXP, Triumph, all of those, Cutthroat, various other orgs. Which one, Mikey?
Wheel, the one that Morgan and Timmy both left.
Yes, the Wheel, Hypnotic. If it wasn't for these orgs, none of us would ever know each other. And there have been some lasting friendships, romantic relationships, and like just a beautiful world that exists that wouldn't exist otherwise. So please, there is no one org that's better than another. Keep playing, keep applying to all of them, because without you applying and playing, these do not continue and they do not last. And it is very important that we keep our community going. So shout out to everybody. Play, play, play. Thank you again, Austin. You played such an amazing game. You were an incredible runner-up. Thank you again, Cammie. Come from behind victory. I've got to say it. You are tremendous. And I'm so glad that you got to come in and win. And, either you go retire or play some more. I don't know. And I see you, Susie. I will let you speak in just 2 seconds. I am now going to sign us off. What'd you say, Suze?
You're good. Keep going.
Okay. No, go ahead. Say something real quick and then I'll sign us off.
Okay, I was gonna say, you mentioned all of those orgs wouldn't know each other and all that. Dare I say, round of applause for all of those orgs?
Yes, they are great orgs. Round of applause for all of them. Okay,
Round
but
of
in all
applause.
seriousness, thank you guys. We're gonna end the YouTube signing off.
Thank you
Remember,
for watching.
respect and dignity. Treat each other with love. You must put love first, otherwise hate will rule all.
Team Virgo.
All right, you stop the stream.